I met a Gypsy.
So another thing that I find interesting to get your perspective on, you rode Club MX, you rode Star Yamaha, two really good 250s. What's the difference?
Well, I never rode the... Well, I never raced the Club 250. Yeah, I did ride it a little bit. But, I mean, at that time, it wasn't even, like, in comparison. The Star bike was just head and shoulders. I mean, I do think that the Club bike's come a long way. I think I think even last year when my brother was on it, I think it was pretty good. You know, I think engine-wise, like Jamie from Twisted had the engine in a pretty good spot. I think chassis-wise, they were lacking a little bit, and I think this year it's only gotten better. It's actually kind of amazing how good Club's gotten. You know, from 2021, 2020 when they were still figuring things out. You know, and they've got a lot of money behind them too.
Just because the facility itself generates a lot of money. That,
and like they've gotten some really good sponsors that they brought in. You know. They're good that way, but I mean the Star bike is just, it's hard to argue that. I mean, just they have access to factory parts, factory transmissions and races. I mean, just all kinds of stuff that helps a lot.
It's funny. So I rode the amateur bike. So I rode the amateur race bike, not the race bike. That was fully off limits. But even the amateur bike was just ridiculous, bro. Like absolutely insane. And the boys are like, yeah, the pro bike's definitely better.
Yeah.
Like, was that the craziest thing to ride that bike?
Well, I will say, like, so my bike in 2015 with Rock River, they rented an engine from Yamaha, and it was pretty solid. So if you remember, in 2014, Ferrandis was on like the Yamaha.
Yep.
And they basically kind of gave like that engine to me in 15. And it was good. I mean, I won my first national, got a couple podiums in Supercross, and was like top 3, top 5 a lot in summer of 2015. And then the next year on the Star bike, it was just like, dude, things were easy. Like things were just coming to me easier. Like I remember literally, besides winning Glen Helen, like I qualified in practice. There was like random stuff that would happen where I'm like, this is too easy. Like at Lakewood, Thunder Valley, first practice, I qualified 4 seconds faster than anybody. And I'm like, dude, you know how many times I've rode my dick off to qualify 20th or whatever? And like now I'm 4 seconds faster than everybody. It was just stuff like that that bike made it so much easier.
And what was it about the bike?
I think at that time, like the engine was so strong. You know, there was a lot of torque and a lot of power, and then they were constantly just playing with stuff. I don't know if they were doing dual injectors at that time, but just Brad was really good with ignition stuff. They really had the ignition fine tuned. So, and then I think they rented out a place in Colorado and did a lot of dynoing at altitude, and so it was especially noticeable like at altitude.
Right.
So
it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I couldn't believe it the other day. The mechanics are just like, have you done just like a drag run on the thing yet? I was like, no. And they're like, just go at the back and just ride all the way down and just bang the gears from the Supercross track. And I was like, and just shifting gears.
Yeah.
And the thing was just gone. Unbelievable. And then the secondary, there was, because we were filming it, like I wasn't riding, I was filming. And it was pretty hard, honestly, to just jump on a bike. I've never ridden at the goat farm. The track was not good. Like it was afternoon, the ruts were hard, they'd watered the hard packed ruts, like it was worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But even there was some sections that I did get to ride okay, and after I got off the bike, I was like, fuck, I was like throwing it into that turn for my level, and it felt like amazing, like the turning and the contact that you had at the front wheel, like it was pretty wild.
Yeah, and it's not even just the engine too, like one of the big things for me was the races. I'd never ran races until I went to Star in 16, you know, just because I simply didn't have access to them. And that just, like, I think we ran, like, I forget if it was 15 or 30 kicked out, and it was just, like, the handling was unbelievable, how planted and stable it made the bike. And that's actually something we did try. I did try on TLD, and it really didn't help a whole lot compared to like the way it did help on the Star bike, but it helped a lot on the Suzuki. The Suzuki was really responded well to races.
Yeah. I've heard that bike's quite unstable at speed.
Yeah, it's really
in stock,
twitchy and short, you know.
Yeah.
Like axle to pivot length is something I was pretty well aware of, when I was on the Suzuki for sure. Like longer was better, essentially.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.